decreasing, continuous, and discrete. So we are going to learn about these words and what they mean. The four characteristics of a function are essential for your ability to evaluate functions, especially to create accurate graphs. Increasing is as the x values increase in a function, the y values also increase. Okay, so that kind of function, and it won't look exactly like this, but on a graph it looks like this, and it will rise from left to right. We also call that a positive slope, which you guys will learn about very shortly, starting Monday. Okay, but in algebra we will have to determine, we will not necessarily call it a positive slope, we may at times, but we will sometimes be asked, is this function increasing or decreasing? Okay, decreasing as the x value increases in a function, the y value decreases. So on a graph, that would look something like this. Left to right, your line. As your x value increases, the y value is decreasing. We call that a negative slope. Okay? In linear functions, the next two characteristics apply only to the x value. Okay? Continuous. Between any 2 points on the x-axis, it is practical to have another point. Example, between 2 and 3 minutes, it is practical to have 2.5 minutes. So between 2 and 3 minutes, if you had a line going between 2 and 3 minutes, it could be anything between those 2 and 3 minutes. Common examples would be time and distance. Okay. Discrete. Between any 2 points on the axis, it is not practical to have another point. In other words, you generally do not have 2.5 t-shirts. You either have 2 or 3. Now, some girls have half shirts, okay? But for purposes that we're talking about, generally you have a whole shirt, okay? Not half. So, examples are t-shirts, people. How about iPads? What other things could you think about?
Dogs.
Cars, dogs, yeah, okay. And so pretty much, most things, okay? All right? You can have somebody's arm, so that would be a part, but generally that part belonged to somebody, okay? And it went with the whole body. All right? Wow, that was a really big discussion, wasn't it? I am just really, really stressing you all out now, because now you can do this work and you can work on it in class. You're going to be identifying the independent variable, the dependent variable, the increasing, decreasing, continuous, or discrete for each of these. And what we might do is do number 1 together. Would you guys like that? Nah. Okay, we'll do number 1 together.
Would you consider ankle biters have a dog?
No, because I have one of those. So you better not make fun of my 3-pound Yorkie.
A Chihuahua ran up and bit me once in a while.
I'll have to do something there. Okay. All right. So we're going to do number 1 together. Okay. All right. Number 1. It says, Jessie received a statement from her bank listing the balance in her money market account for the past 4 years. Time. It says, time, we've got years listed, 0 years, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year. balance is 2,000, then she had 2,040, 2089, 2133, 2190. Boy, her account doesn't go up very much, does it? Okay, so on a graph, which is your X and which is your Y? Correct. The left, unless specified, and it will always be left is X, right is Y. Okay? When a graph goes sideways, the X is always on top, the Y is always on the bottom, unless for some reason they have specified it differently, but that will never happen in 8th grade or Algebra 1 or anything like that. Okay? So if they do not specify, realize that your X values are always on the left, your Y values are always on the right, which your X value, is it your independent or dependent? Come on, we just had this yesterday.
Independent.
Your X value is always your independent, so our independent is time, and our dependent is what? What?
Balance. Like balance.
Balance. Ooh, I made a copy of the wrong sheet. Greg is in charge of making, okay, so is it increasing or decreasing?
Increasing.
Because as your X value is increasing, your Y value is what? Increasing. So it's increasing, okay? Is it continuous or discrete?
Because time,
And money.
you can have $50.
There you go. Oh, I'm just looking at the wrong thing. That's all. You're right. Okay? I'm looking at the wrong key. So I made the right paper. All right. These are very similar to some of the questions that you had yesterday, identifying independent and dependent. But you're going to go ahead and identify those again: increasing, decreasing, continuous, or discrete. There is only 7 problems, but there is multiple answers on each one. So have a great day and have an easy day.